missionary Lance Sabay.
It's a real blessing to be able to be here, and thank you for being the very first church on the Chile Challenge. We'll see what kind of shape I am at the end of this thing. We have such an amazing opportunity. We build a school, and the government pays our teachers. And by law, they require us to teach Christian education. What do you do when you give an opportunity like that? Anything you can. Somebody say amen? Amen. And I basically figured this. If I was a cyclist, I was once offered a position to represent the U.S. in Europe, and turned it down to go into the ministry. And I figured if Lance Armstrong can come out of retirement to do the Tour de France, I figured I could come out of retirement to help build a school in Chile. And so we just so appreciate churches like yours that are willing to believe God with us. You know, sometimes it's just not enough to believe. God's calling us to work. To be able to put out our effort. And we might say, well, you know, works without faith is dead. But James goes back and says that faith without works is dead. And he calls us to be able to stop thinking in terms of what can't be done and start looking at what can be done. My desperate thing, be able to build a school that will allow children not to fall through the cracks of Chilean education, to where we can be able to disciple kids from grade 1 all the way up through Bible school. And so for us, it's a tremendous opportunity to be able to see what God can do in the lives of kids. And don't you know that God's called us to do rather than to watch? And when we get in our mindsets to watch other people serving God, I have to tell you, it's the most unfulfilling thing. Because I look at what took place with the men on the mat, and I look at those 4 men. You're either on the mat in a desperate situation, or you're one of those 4 guys holding a rope. You're either in a place to where you need a miracle, or you're believing God for somebody else's miracle. That's the exciting place to be, because that's the kind of person that Jesus looked at and he said, you guys have awesome faith.
If you're like me, God's touched your heart, I want to be a part of what God's doing in Chile. I want to be a part of what God is raising up there. And what a tremendous opportunity when you think about it. An opportunity to build a school and have the country pay the teachers. I'm with him. You can't pass up opportunities like that. But this is going to change lives for the kingdom, for eternity. I want us to be a part of that.